I'm Jackie.
And I'm Richard.
And we're Early Retirement Wanderlust.
And as we're coming towards the end of 2022, we thought it would be a good time to think about how we've changed during early retirement.
Districts. We've been here for 2 weeks. We've had the frost that has cancelled our travels for lots of days into the mountains, and then the last couple of days it's rained, so we've had a really good chance to have a good think about how we've changed in our early retirement.
And what we've done is we've done it completely independently. We've all made our own thoughts and our own notes.
I've got a big list.
And we're going to take it one by one. So off we go.
Well, I'm going to start with the fact that my thirst for travel is just growing. The more things that we've done, and wow, have we done lots of travelling already, the bigger my list has got. I don't know where we're going to find time to fit it all in.
I've changed because I've started to realise, and I think a key message from what we've put out in all our previous videos of less is more, and I've started to appreciate the simple things in life. We've got by having so many less possessions and so many less things, and yet we're seemingly having a happier life.
He keeps telling me less is more. I keep buying things.
Yeah. Okay.
Another one is that I have definitely become more impulsive. But I suppose with our job, we were quite routined. We couldn't do things without actually planning where we were going to go or what we were going to do. Whereas now we just kind of look at the weather and we might just say, well, should we just go away for a couple of days? And we do.
One of the things that I've definitely changed is that after working for so many years in teaching and investing my time in other people, it's now sort of time to invest in ourselves and do the important things that are important to us. So that might be travel, or it might be looking after our health, or it might be having time for one another. But yeah, a bit more time for ourselves.
One of the big ways I've changed is I've definitely become more scruffy. I used to straighten my hair every day for work and put a bit of makeup on, but I don't even possess a pair of hair straighteners at the moment. They're in the lockup, so yeah, and I just seem to live in outdoor clothes because that's all we ever seem to do. But I'm enjoying that.
Interestingly, one of the things that I put down was that the iron's overrated, and the iron's been in the lockup for the last 5 months, and we haven't missed it, and we haven't used it.
And we haven't ironed anything.
And we're quite happy with that.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've definitely changed, and probably as a consequence of what happened over the course of last year, is, and it sounds really morose, but it's not, because it's having a deathbed mentality. So it's a really, really simple mindset in terms of we don't know how long we're going to be here. So we've got to make sure that every single day we get the best out of every single day. And that mind shift of really focusing on that has completely changed my life.
That does tie in with my next point a little bit as well. I worked part-time, Richard was full-time, we were both teachers, I was primary school. And on my days off, when no one else was in the house, I used to just not get up until 10, 11 in the morning. I would watch TV all day pretty much, then run around and get everything tidied before Richard came home, because part of the bargain of working part-time was that I would do a bit of cleaning and cooking, and then Richard would come home at 6 and the house would be ready for him with tea on my days off.
That makes me sound really bad.
I don't think it makes you look bad, it makes me look bad. I'm a lazy toad. But coming to the point that I was going to make is, actually, I'm much better because we're both off together now. I'm actually more routined. I actually get up earlier now. I'm sort of out of bed between 9 and 9:30 most days, which is good for me. And yeah, we get out and we do something every day, whereas on my days off, I had 2 days off a week on my own and I would just veg out.
For me, another mindset change is thinking about what's the worst that could possibly happen. And we've done a load of changes this year. We've given up our jobs, we've sold our house, we've moved house, we've bought a new house, we've bought a doer-upper. We've
been homeless for 14 weeks.
Yeah, we're currently living on love and no salary, and we're living on our savings and what we've managed to scrape together for the next few years, and we just keep coming back to what's the worst that could happen. And for us, the worst thing that could happen is that we perhaps need to go out and work a bit and generate a bit of cash, but that's the worst thing that could happen.
Okay, this is probably linked to being in the Lake District, but actually where we've just moved to in the Yorkshire Dales as well, there is a herd of Hardwick sheep, and I have found that I love Hardwick sheep. I chase them around the field.
Full stop.
Literally. They're amazing. They look like they're smiling constantly.
So Jackie is a Hardwick botherer. Being nice to people actually is a really nice feeling, and you actually get it back in bucket loads. So for example, when I'm at the supermarket, I always ask the person on the till how the day is and how they're feeling, and I just thank them for what they're doing. That costs me nothing, but it hopefully might make their day. It might make them feel a little bit special, and it makes me feel good for doing that.
Going back to the fact that when I was on my days off and I didn't do anything, some days my steps would be about 1,000 steps a day. When I retired, I consciously made an effort to get out and boost my steps, and I set myself a target of 400,000 steps a month, and I've actually kept that up. And at the beginning it was quite tricky, but actually we are more active, and for me that's had a good health benefit. I do feel a lot healthier, I feel a lot more energetic, I feel a lot more lively, and I shouldn't be because I'm getting older, but I do.
My fitness and health and well-being routines have changed completely. I was a complete addict to CrossFit. I was a really active member of the local CrossFit gym. The whole philosophy behind CrossFit is functional fitness, and I now think that all those years of doing CrossFit, I actually have got what they were trying to get, which is functional fitness. So as Jackie said, getting out in the outdoors every single day, doing what we can, being active, being on our feet, lifting, shifting, moving. That's the whole philosophy, and I don't need to be able to go to a gym 4 times a week to be able to get that now.
This is linked to doing YouTube. Obviously, since we've retired, we decided we would log our journey through YouTube, and we have a blog on early retirement Wanderlust as well. More as for us, we can look back and the journey that we've taken. But when we first started teaching, we met each other at uni. When we were students, we had something called micro teaching, and the lecturers would come and video us teaching, and then you'd have to watch the excruciating pain of what you did wrong, everything analysed within minute detail, and yeah, that put me off being videoed for a long time. I used to shy away from the camera, and I'm slowly coming out of myself. I'm getting better at talking and being in front of a camera, and actually I think that's also linked in my personality. When we meet people on the mountains, I'm getting less self-conscious, I'm getting more extrovert.
Yeah.
I used to sort of not speak to people. I'm quite a shy person normally, and I do feel like I'm actually coming out of my shell a bit, which is good.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's really weird sat here on a sofa talking to an iPhone, but we are getting a little bit more comfortable with that.
So Rich has run out of things, but I've got a couple still. One thing that's definitely changed in our lives is we've never talked as much about heating systems and septic tanks. I know so much about them now, and I didn't know about them before I retired. Not sure I want to know about them, but here we go.
So that's us. We've got a couple more days house sitting up in the lakes, and then we're heading back home for Christmas. We are sort of planning, I think, of a bit of a Christmas message, but only a little Christmas video just to wish you all happy Christmas later in the week. But that's about it from us at the moment.
So you won't hear much from us for this next week or so?
No, we're full on family time, and we hope that you have good family time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.